This is A Little Too Quiet, the Ferndale Library Podcast. This is a podcast produced in-house by staff inside the Ferndale Library. And from episode 1 onward, we wanted to bring you exclusive content like author interviews, insights into the library resources and services, and the history of our library. Along with that, we wanted to bring just the nuanced narrative of how this library, as an archetype for all libraries, is evolving and adapting the ways in which it serves its community. But circumstances have caused us to have considerable pauses between seasons. And you know those circumstances as well as us, because the pandemic led to a necessary shutdown that required as many of us as possible to shelter at home and stop the spread of coronavirus. Our library's doors were closed, but we remained open to a few extents, chief among them being that we were still doing everything we could to keep our community connected to information, to helpful resources, to enriching materials, and to virtual programs and video events. Of course, we could not interact with our patrons without the assistance of a laptop or a smartphone through video conferencing software, and of course we couldn't hand our patrons print books or physical materials in person. But we could continue to provide access to literally tens of thousands of titles that are collected as digital resources through apps like Hoopla, Libby, rbdigital, and now Kanopy, along with countless databases and video tutorial services. We missed our patrons. We missed our community. We missed making podcasts. We're once again aspiring to create compelling content for these episodes featured on this show, as well as capturing exclusive and engaging conversations about the role that librarians and library staff can serve to their community. We'll be exploring a mini-series on information literacy, particularly news literacy, talking to professors, journalists, and librarians about the impacts of disinformation and the pitfalls of misinformation on the internet. What can we do to be more discerning news consumers as individuals? We'll talk about that. We'll also be talking to more local authors, more local artists, as well as more behind-the-scenes chats with librarians detailing their experiences and their ideas for engaging programming here at the library to their community. For 4 months, having been closed for the sake of safety, libraries everywhere were quiet, quieter than they've been in at least 2 decades. This podcast's name continues to acknowledge the fact that a library is no longer a place where you feel apprehensive to talk. A library is a place where you can get peace of mind, where you can tap into a sense of feeling part of a community, and where you can find reliable information, diverse entertainment, and culture, and so much more. This is A Little Too Quiet. Please rate, review, or subscribe to us and tell a friend, because we are picking the story back up where we left off with Season 2. Thanks for listening.